How you doing, all you beautiful sons of bitches? It's your boy Backseater here, and today we got the whole freaking gang together for the Backseat Boys Christmas special. Merry Christmas to all you beautiful bastards out there. And today we are watching Organized Chaos saying that It's a Wonderful Life has apparently destroyed capitalism. Now, I just want to ask, how many of y'all have seen It's a Wonderful Life?
I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I kind of been spoiled on it because of popular culture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
a
seen
it's a classic. A lot of people have made homages to it, and
Oh yeah. It's a wonderful plot, yeah. So we got the boys out here. We got Luck Pup. We got a new guest. We got Tavon here. So please give a warm round of welcome to Emperor Tavon the Third. We also
Hello.
How you doing?
we also got
Sup?
Eric Magwolf. He's got a bit of a sore throat, so he's going to be muted for this one, but we'll be talking with him for stream chat. Herbmaster, Sahara, and of course me. So without further ado, let's jump into it, shall
Luck
we?
Pup. We got Luck Pup in this. We got Luck Pup in here. Sorry.
It's a Wonderful Life is a 1946 movie starring Jimmy Stewart, written by Francis Goodrich, Albert Hackett, Joe Swirling, Michael Wilson, and Frank Capra, based on a story by Philip Van Doren and directed by Capra. Cards on the Table. This is my all-time favorite Christmas movie, and it works out since this movie is super relevant today.
Really?
In the United States,
Would you guys agree that it's super relevant today?
Maybe?
Honestly,
It's just a simple movie about learning the meaning of Christmas. I'm not sure why it's relevant today. Well, maybe on the reason for Christmas.
It sounds like it's only relevant during Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
and honestly, it sounds like it's not any more relevant today than it would be at literally any other point in time. I can't see a reason why it would be. I really can't.
Just given the fucking title of this video, it's probably gonna be some shit related to, like, fucking, Potter and whatnot, so let's just see where he goes with this.
we've had a red wave in our last election. Granted, they were not landslide victories, but Republicans will have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency early next year.
What the fuck do the Republicans have to do with It's a Wonderful Life, Bob? Like, honestly, think to
Oh
yourself.
my goodness.
That big
Already-
That was
terrible
my
red
first
wave.
thought. Like, it hasn't
Already
even been
terrible.
a few minutes in.
Christ on a bike. Alright, let's see where he goes with this shit.
And since a lot of right wing propaganda seems to focus on the idea of returning to an earlier time in the US's history, this movie is primed to be talked about. Let's look at George Bailey.
How?
He has the house, the white picketish fence, the 2.5 kids, as well as a loving, beautiful, and supportive wife at home. George Bailey is living the current conservative male fantasy.
What the fuck? How?
Like,
I
he's,
guess-
Conservative male fantasy?
he's stuck in the 50s. Who wants that today? Who?
Oh my god.
Right.
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god! Not even 5 minutes. This is great.
To be
Nobody's
You have a
dreaming of
job.
that.
To
It's
be
Right.
just
It's
fair,
only
to
yeah.
be fair, there are some things from the 50s worth emulating today, but literally not all of them. All right, so it's
Right.
okay. So he has a house. He has a family. He has a job with a steady income. Bitch, that's not the
Right.
conservative. That's not the conservative male fantasy. That's everyone's fantasy, bro.
Right. That's everyone's dream
Yeah.
to have that for
What are
their
you talking
life.
Just right
about?
in here, they start with an illogical straw man. You can already know what this is going to be.
Yeah.
What are you
Right.
talking
It is
about? I would love to live in
hard.
my car, not make money, not have kids. Yeah.
Hell, you want to live
Yeah,
in
I need to live in the
car?
pod. The state is my god, so
Ay vey.
You will eat the bugs.
Oh, okay.
He is the true trad hero.
Brad.
Trad hero. What does that
Trad
mean?
hero?
Was he trying to say
Nobody
Chad?
other than this person thought that.
No. Trad isn't traditional, right?
Oh yes. Okay.
Although to be fair, compared to Bob here, Jimmy Stewart is a Chad, so there is that. Anyway,
True.
move on.
But that's not what we see in this movie. Sure, George is able to achieve the current trad dream, but he still deals with the outright problems with society, mainly capitalism.
Oh
Oh,
my
this is terrible.
goodness.
All right, all right. Well, where's
Terrible.
this going?
Wait. Let's hear him out. Let's
Alright,
see.
okay.
Let's see what he
Okay,
says.
alright.
Capitalism literally is the main villain of this movie trying to destroy George's life.
No.
I'm sure many of you are thinking, yeah, I've seen this movie. Please understand and bear with me, as current online conversations have destroyed media literacy.
Media
It is sometimes
literacy.
important to spell out the
What
obvious,
would
That's
you
a
know
even
about
if
terrible
you get the
media
buzzword.
main
It's
themes
just a
of this movie.
buzzword.
Hold on, hang on. Tavon, what'd you say?
What would he know about media literacy? And he started off with a straw man when it comes to, oh, this Christmas movie is about capitalism. The whole title. How are you gonna start out with that fallacy and then say, oh, media literacy? Give me a break.
Welcome to Bob, Tavon.
As current online conversations have destroyed media literacy. It is
Yeah,
sometimes
wait, one more
important to
thought
spell.
there.
What?
So by online conversations have destroyed me. That's coded for the narrative has been lost. Like he's lost control of the narrative because people are
Yes.
able to discuss. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's
Exactly.
Yeah.
Out the obvious, even if you get the main themes of this movie, you might still learn something more about how deep these themes go.
Alright.
So please drop a like on this video and let me know your favorite Christmas movie in the comments
I
Sure
already dropped
thing,
as we
buddy.
go
I already dropped a dislike, so how about that, Bob?
over how It's a Wonderful Life
Face.
destroys capitalism.
Okay, here we go.
The movie begins with an opening credit sequence, which I just want to shout out since considering the time period, this was definitely pages that were painted for the camera to hover over as the pages flip by. And honestly, it looks awesome. Great job, crew from 1946. We see the people of Bedford Falls praying for a man named George Bailey. We then pan up to space, where we see some glowing galaxies talking to a glowing dot. The dot is Clarence, who is a low ranking angel without wings. He is learning his mission is to help George Bailey, who is planning to commit suicide that night. If he saves George, he will get the wings he so desires. And thus launches the narrative device that will drive most of the movie as the two galaxies explain George's life to Clarence. We begin briefly in his youth. We see a sledding accident that almost took his brother, Harry's, life. This incident caused George to lose hearing in one of his ears. On the way to work, young George crosses paths with Mr. Potter, who we're told is the meanest man in town. We see George working at a pharmacy, where we see two girls George's age flirting with him. He tells one of the girls, Mary Hatch.
Okay, guys, I'm just gonna let y'all know, I'm gonna put this on 1.25, because Bob is just gonna frickin' recap the film like he's a news anchor at this point. I wanna get through this.
He has big plans to explore the world. With the two girls vying for his attention, George is truly quite the Chad. Allow me to point out how much better our society would be if more people aspired to be like George Bailey rather than Andrew Tate.
No.
What the fuck does
Yeah.
this have
What
to
the
do
fuck
with
did
anything?
Andrew Tate have to do
What?
with it?
Everybody's
Bro, the
obsessed with Andrew
comparison is
Tate
crazy.
when he has nothing to do with any of this. Like, they
Ugh.
don't have any idea what he even does.
Dude, like, I
I
don't even
mean-
know what Andrew Tate does. Dude, the only thing I know Andrew Tate from, dude, not gonna lie, Andrew Tate made this fucking video, right? This fucking video where he's like, I'm a badass, I got a sword, I walk around my house with it, I do whatever I
It-
want. And then he lights up a fucking cigar, and then he's all like, can I smoke on YouTube? Can I smoke in a YouTube video? I don't know, Andrew. I thought you did whatever you wanted. What the fuck?
Yeah,
All he does is
yeah.
make like life coach videos or inspirational videos targeted towards men in a way that I guess these people would be like, oh, it's those misogynistic red pill alphas. But anybody who mentions Andrew Tate half the time, they have no idea what he even does.
Andrew Tate's just a lol
Right.
cow. That's what he is.
Yeah.
So,
He's just a grifter. He's just like a person that just like, oh, basically we're gonna do this and we're gonna do that. The lost generation of men need to be what's it called? What's that called? They
manlier.
need to be like Yeah, they need to be like more manlier. That's basically what his thing is.
I mean,
That's all it is.
I agree with the concept that we need manlier men in society, but not fucking Andrew Tate. He's just a lol cow.
Yeah, Andrew Tate's literally just
But
a loco. I'll be right back. My dog went outside.
Alright, should we continue without you, Sahara?
Yes, that's fine.
Alright, good, moving on.
George Bailey
but that's
is the true
crazy
Chad we
comparison.
should all aspire to emulate. Anyways, George fails to deliver a prescription given to him by the pharmacist, Mr. Gower. Gower proceeds to assault George as George tries to convince Gower that he messed up the prescription and had accidentally placed poison in it. See, earlier, Gower learned that his son had died. In his state, he was drinking on the job and clearly at the point where he had messed up several times. George promises to keep silent on Gower's actions that day. In the middle of this, George walks into a conversation between his father, Peter, and Mr. Potter. Peter owns the Bailey Brothers Building and Loan, which is a financial institution that directly competes with Mr. Potter, and also one of the very few businesses left in town that is not controlled by Potter. Peter owes Potter $5,000, which he cannot pay immediately. Potter calls Peter an idiot for not simply foreclosing on a few houses to get the money. This causes young George to get defensive. And this brief scene represents the big driving force of the movie. So yes, Potter is the big bad evil villain and certainly quite mean. But he represents something key to the story, and that is unrestrained capitalism. Potter has
Okay, how much are we gonna agree with that right there?
Wait, what?
Ho-
Wait, what are we
He
agreeing with?
says Potter is like represents unrestrained capitalism.
Why? Because he's doing what a bank does and gives out loans to people?
Cause he's a greedy businessman, I guess.
I mean, I guess so. I mean, I could see a point of saying that, but
I mean, I wouldn't
I
say
don't know.
I wouldn't say he represents the concept of unrestrained capitalism. I think just him being a greedy businessman is just his archetype, and that's that. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say it's
Man.
anything deeper than that, but whatever.
no
I
children.
mean,
Isn't
this whole video is over analyzing a Christmas movie, so
Yes.
he's
Yes.
over analyzing and trying to compare it to real life. So
Yes.
and
that's
banking
that's
isn't
gonna
essentially
extrapolate.
capitalist.
Right, he's
Banking
gonna
is
extrapolate.
a scheme. It's a
Hmm.
Ponzi scheme, for being honest. But
Yeah.
it's not necessary in a capitalist society.
Anyway.
No family. He cares only for the next dollar he gets. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that Potter is played by Lionel Barrymore, who is Drew Barrymore's great uncle. On the other side, we have the Bailey Brothers Building and Loan, which is run briefly by Peter in the beginning and by George throughout most of the runtime. This represents the ethical capitalist, the person who runs a successful business that does good work. Unfortunately, since he actually cares about doing good, the system is designed to keep him limited in his growth. This battle, the
What?
No.
That's not how it works.
No.
Yeah, I think that he's taking a movie that is based in stereotypes, which yes, do exist in real life, but is taking those stereotypes that are not really meant to be anything deeper than just pretty shallow and is trying to squeeze out anything he can that fits his own preconceived ideas in his head.
I mean,
Pretty
Bob,
much.
Bruce Wayne is literally the richest man in the DC universe. He's pretty damn good, so he's not fucking restrained. Like, what the fuck are you smoking?
ethical
Right.
capitalist versus the unrestrained capitalist will be the major point of conflict throughout the movie. Cut to the
Ethical
future, where we
capitalist
No.
versus unrestrained capital. What?
No. The main conflict is George and his suicidal thoughts. That's the conflict, dumbass.
Yeah,
get the introduction
if you want to see some unrestrained capitalism, we got to do away with the Federal Reserve. We got to end all these government regulations.
Yeah.
Anyway,
of James Stewart
Well,
in this movie.
well, the Federal Reserve walked it. Well, the Federal Reserve actually works with Wall Street, so I wouldn't say that's not. I wouldn't say that because the
No.
banks literally benefit from the Federal Reserve. Because if that wasn't the case, the banks wouldn't go to the Federal Reserve every time they melt down.
Exactly. That's their whole purpose, to bail them out.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving
That's
on.
creating inflation and everything. Getting a little off topic, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah, in the
I
Fed.
agree.
Where we get the introduction of James Stewart
I,
in this
I,
movie,
I
who
agree.
will play George for the remainder. We see him buying a suitcase for his planned trip around the world. He is shocked to learn that Gower already bought him the suitcase he was looking at. It's not super relevant, but we do get a brief moment where George and his two friends, a cabbie named Ernie and a cop named Bert, check out Vi as she crosses the street. Vi was one of the girls who was smitten with George at the pharmacy. But also, I find it funny that the names the cop and the cabbie were borrowed to make the most famous gay couple in Muppet history.
Producers of Sesame Street have responded to the controversy over the recent New York.
Oh my,
What kind of extrapolation is that?
Laughing is all
Where
I
did
can
you
say to
get
that.
that from?
oh my god. Is this dude literally one of them motherfuckers who shipped Bert and Ernie together and perpetuated that rumor?
Yes.
Oh my
He's a shipper. Oh
Oh my
god.
That's just comedy.
Degeneracy.
Oh my, you know, Bob. It's like, hang on, let me look up that motherfucker's name, because one of the motherfuckers who worked on Sesame Street, who is gay too, by the way, straight up confirmed. No, Bert and Ernie are just roommates. That's it. What's his name? I'm looking it up. Give me a minute right here. Let me see here.
This whole video is ridiculous by this guy because like he's trying to put a Christmas movie in a political lens, and it's just a Christmas movie. It literally is just that. This
The
is
thing about this
ridiculous.
is that, yes, this particular movie is based pretty heavily and deliberately leans into just stereotypes.
I can't find the name, god damn it. But yeah, like one of the puppeteers worked on Sesame Street, gay guy. He denied it. So there you go, Bob. Moving on.
I was
cover
about
that
to,
showed Bert
I
and
was about to say Jim Henson,
No,
Jim
not
Henson,
Jim,
but
no, not
he's
Jim
not
Henson.
gay.
One of the other guys.
Ernie as a gay couple celebrating the repeal of
Okay.
DOMA. Sesame Workshop released a statement today saying, quote, "We have never viewed Bert and Ernie as a gay couple, but as two friends who will do absolutely anything to
Oh,
get their
they
rocks
have
off."
right there.
I'm like, why is he putting this in his video?
Yeah.
Why?
A couple of perverts cannot be
Narrow gay,
categorized
straight.
as either narrow, gay, straight, or bisexual pedophile.
These
What?
pansexual
Yeah,
perverts cannot be
why
categorized
would
in your narrow
you-
gay, straight, or bisexual paradigm. They're into some pretty sick shit.
Anyways, we see late that night that George has been working at the building and loan.
Wait, what's
and plans to-
happened? What just happened?
Wait,
Like,
wait,
why did he
did
add that?
I have no idea.
Wait, why did he put it in his video?
He just came back
Just
at the right
learned-
moment.
Sahara, we just learned that freaking that Bob ships Bert and Ernie together. We just learned that.
That's cringe as fuck. What
Yes.
the
Shipped
fuck?
more than FedEx.
Oh,
pause that and go to college and have his younger brother
It's
take
like
over.
he belonged in
Then, after 4 years, Harry will go to college when George is done. Peter would like George to take over the building and loan on a more permanent basis, but George isn't interested in that at all. George goes to Harry's class reunion where he's reunited with Mary Hatch. The two have romance that serves as the heart of this movie. During their romance, they go to the old Granville place that Mary would like to live in one day. Their date is interrupted by Uncle Billy, who reveals that George's father has had a stroke. We fade into the building and loan, where it's revealed that George gave up his trip to explore the world to sell the business matter of the building and loan now that his father, Peter, has passed away. In the meeting is Mr. Potter, who was given a seat on the board by Peter to try to make him happy. We see how well that is going for Potter, instantly proposing the building and loan be shut down, undoubtedly to be folded into Potter's already vast network of town ownership. George stands against this and gives a rousing speech that impresses the board with the importance of the building and loan.
Well, is it too much to have them work and pay and live and die in a couple of decent rooms and a bath? My father didn't think so. People were human beings to him, but to you, a warped, frustrated old man, they're cattle.
The board outvotes Potter, with the stipulation that George stay on and run the building and loan. With this, George must choose between his dream and being the one person who can stand between Bedford Falls and Mr. Potter's complete control of it. So he stays, and Harry goes to college under the new agreement that when Harry got back, George would get his chance to go to college. 4 years pass, and Harry comes back from college with a new bride, and with her comes a job opportunity for Harry that George can't let him pass on. So Harry moves on, while George finds himself stuck in Bedford Falls. George's mom convinces him to go visit Mary, and drunken assholery occurs that results in Mary and George getting married. Mary and George are ready to go off on their honeymoon when they notice a ton of people trying to get into the building and loan. It's the beginning of the Great Depression. The stock market crash has left them all desperate to get their money out before they lose it. They aren't the only ones, as the bank's loans were called in. Billy gave them every cent to pay off as much as he could, which still wasn't as much as they owed, which means the people are outside demanding money that is no longer there. George then gets a call from Potter. It's very noteworthy that during this crash, when everybody's money is in chaos, Potter is simply chilling at his place. He has enough money that he has no fear. He is also buying up the banks in town. He will cover the money of every one of the building and loan customers for 50 cents on the dollar. George has come up with a solution, or have Potter wipe the building and loan off the map. Mary's solution: use their honeymoon money to give the bank customers the bare minimum of what they need to get by until Monday. That night, we see Mary got the old Granville place she wanted, and George and her spend their honeymoon there. We cut to the future, where George has set up a neighborhood called Bailey Park. Here, he builds homes for the residents, many of whom used to live in Pottersfield. We see Potter at a meeting to discuss this, where Potter notes that Bailey's have never made a dime from their business. We also learn here that the homes George makes people cost more than he charges for them. Potter invites George to a meeting to deal with the threat that Bailey Park is to his homes. Potter offers George a job making $20,000 a year. I plugged that into a conversion calculator to find out what the 2024 equivalent of that would be. Potter is offering George the equivalent of nowadays $500,000 a year. George is excited to make that much money, but considering the source and the likelihood that this would mean the end of building a loan, George asks for a day to think it over. Potter agrees, and the two shake on it. When they shake, a dark cloud forms over George, and he realizes he can't make a deal with Potter. Potter's ways have been a constant detriment to the entire town, and the Bailey Brothers building and loan is the only way people have to live free of Potter's hyper-capitalist ways. So George tells Potter the 1946 version of, "Go fuck yourself," and leaves. We get a brief montage of the war where we see lots of characters poorly superimposed on stock footage. I mean, going to action to fight Nazis, yay! George had to stay home.
Wait,
Not
what?
Nazis.
Yeah.
Well,
Is he always this cringe?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like what?
What?
You think Bob would be happy that the characters are gonna go fight Nazis, but I guess he wasn't, and he had to feign it there.
Wow.
I
So
don't
the
know.
not
ideology
only
supports Nazis, so why would he be against it?
Shaking my head.
Right.
Hashtag Nazi Bob.
Due to his hearing loss. We find
That's
out
very
Harry
good.
became a war hero,
That's
saving
too
a whole
much.
bunch of lives. They are planning a massive celebration for Harry. It's Christmas Eve, and the bank examiner comes in to look over the financials of the building and loan before he goes to see his family for the holiday. We then cut to Uncle Billy. I haven't talked about him much, but he is Peter's forgetful brother. He and Peter founded the building and loan. Anyways, Billy is at the bank to make a deposit. Potter comes in, and Billy decides to go about how Harry is a big-time war hero. Then back to business. He goes to make an $8,000 deposit for the building and loan, only to discover the money has gone missing. Turns out in his gloating, Billy accidentally left the money with Potter. George and Billy go on a search for the money. Without it, the building and loan is likely to collapse with the threat of prison time. George goes home, and we see the stress the situation is really getting to him. In his desperation, he goes to Mr. Potter to beg for a loan. Potter decides to help George by calling the police and reporting him for misappropriation of funds. It is in this meeting that we learn of George's life insurance policy. After being an ass to his whole family, he goes to get an unhealthy amount of beers. He drives home drunk and wrecks his car. He then decides to take advantage of his life insurance and end his life when Clarence interrupts. George wishes he had never been born, and Clarence shows him Bedford Falls without George Bailey. The town is now Pottersville. It is run down and filled with brothels and bars. Mr. Gower is seen as a town joke after he accidentally poisoned some of his customers. Harry Bailey has been dead since his childhood accident. Everyone on the transport he saved during the war are now also dead. But that isn't even the worst of it. See Mary. She suffered a fate worse than death or torture. She became an old maid. After George has had enough of this,
The hyperbole.
This is his attempt at humor. It's
Oh.
not working.
Yes, it's not working.
It's not.
This is the worst video we've seen so
Holy
far.
fuck, we're 14 minutes into a 20-minute video, and all he's done is just recap the damn
Thank goodness.
movie.
Holy
Alternate
shit!
Wow,
really?
he's made
Clarence-
no points. Like,
He's
this is just
literally
beyond
making
stupid.
no point. We might
This
just
is
Jesus Christ.
we might just have to make another video after this, because this is just oh my god, this is just wasting time. Holy shit.
Clarence undoes the spell,
Right.
and George is returned to his world, where he is met with friends, giving him the little bit of money they have to help him out. It is more than enough to save the building and loan. I love this movie, but it certainly dated a bit. First off, there's only one black character in this movie, Annie.
Okay, so
Oh my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness.
Oh, is she black? I couldn't
It's
tell
the
on this black and
19th,
white
bro.
film.
It's the 19th,
I wanted-
bro.
I wanted to point out something before, that he is taking a movie that was made a long time ago and trying to make implications for today, or use allegories, or compare it to today. And you'd have to actually be logical and smart to do that in a way that works, but he's obviously not.
yes.
Right.
yeah. This man is retarded.
Oh my god.
Annie. I haven't brought her up yet because she's not relevant to the plot. Calling her a token would be charitable. Also, the role of woman here is questionable.
Okay.
Mary does the best
How?
as she's seen as a confident,
The
well-rounded
role of
character.
woman is questionable. It's the 19th. What are you talking about?
But her
What's
storyline of
questionable
fixing the home has
exactly?
What? Oh, hang on. Let's just listen to what he has to say about Mary here. Hang on.
minimal impact on the story. But let's put
Bro, you do realize that most women really do like to keep the homes clean, right? Well, then again, he doesn't know that since his wife left him and took the kids with her.
He has a voice.
We're talking about the 1940s. The men are at war. What are the women doing? They're helping clean the house or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
all that aside. This movie was made after all.
You know,
After 78
woman has rights though.
years, the main obstacle George has to contend with is the same obstacle we have to contend with today in this day and age. And it's not illegal immigrants or trans people or gay people or black people or women
Oh
or
my
any of the
goodness.
variety of other scapegoats that are out there.
What? What are you
Whoa.
talking about?
Whoa.
What is he waffling about now?
I like how he said Latino, but he did mention there's no Latinos in
Is
this
he
movie.
talking
No
about
Native
racism?
Americans.
I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know. I don't
Latinos don't
know.
exist
Whoa,
in
wait,
his
how
mind.
do we, can you rewind that? Because it's like, how do we get from a man wanting to commit suicide to, yeah, it's not trans people, black people, or whatever the fuck he was saying.
Shaking my
Same
head. Why are there no trans characters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
weird.
Obstacle we have to contend with today in this day and age. And it's not illegal immigrants or trans.
Okay, let me go back a bit
This
more.
movie was made after all.
Okay, hang on.
After 78 years, the main obstacle George has to contend with is the same obstacle we have to contend with today in this day and age. And it's
It's
not
about
illegal
the-
immigrants or trans people or gay people or black people or women or any of the variety of other scapegoats that are out there. No, it's capitalism. Now,
No, it isn't.
What?
Oh my
Huh.
goodness.
What?
This has nothing to do
Yeah.
with the struggle, bro.
Let me point out something. As somebody who's had like suicidal ideations and stuff since I was 9 and now I'm 22, and I know a lot of people who have, if you legitimately want to die, it's not about just some external source. There is something inside of you, inside your mind, inside your soul that is a problem. It's not just all this stuff in the world with money. It's never that.
George represents the
Who
good,
said
responsible
it was,
capitalist.
too? That's what I'm confused about.
Yeah, who said it was? Like,
He's basically getting at, but I think what he's trying to get at is that this movie isn't about motherfucking isn't about this movie is all about like it's about George fighting the real enemy, unrestrained capitalism, and not taking it out on one of unrestrained capitalism's scapegoats, which are all these minorities. I think that's what he's getting at.
Oh, yeah, the capitalism, right? When they, bend the knee on Pride Month. You go, here you go, guys. Here you go. Here's all the shit that you want, right?
Here's all this
Give us
rainbow
money, you
coated
idiot.
crap. Fuck you, give
I-
me money.
Okay,
mean,
capitalism is bad. What's the other solution there, buddy?
yeah, capitalism is for greedy people.
Oh, hi, Cody. Anyway, moving on.
By the way, donate to my whatever the fuck. What is it? What do they have usually?
I don't know if he has a Patreon.
Yeah,
Patreon. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, donate to my Patreon. Capitalism is bad.
Yeah,
Now,
even though
this
he's
type of person
literally
does exist in real
fighting
life.
off the
You
same
don't hear about
system
them
he's criticizing.
much. They're not the capitalists that makes a lot of money. There's no billionaires that fall under this. But what you do hear about are the Mr. Potters of the
Hear about
world, people who care only for making money and will let everything else burn.
I know
It
a
was-
billionaire named Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
True in 1946, and it's even more true now. Capitalism is a system designed to help and reward the most immoral among us.
No. No, you.
Yep.
No, no. Oh God.
Does he have?
No.
Does he have proof?
You want to know, Bob? You want to know what capitalism rewards? You want to know what capitalism rewards? It rewards the most business savvy. That's who. If capitalism rewards anyone, it's those people, since they were able to maneuver their way through the business world, through the world of economics, and come out on top. That's why. That's why the freaking that's why the super dominant, smart people rise to the top, and slackers like you stay at the bottom.
Things
I
like
think I
morality and ethics
understand
will
the true intention for this video. He basically Trump won, and now he's salty about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
you back in the
Pretty
capitalist world. Keep in mind, the moral of
Yeah, I remember when Bob had a freaking meltdown on Blue Sky, and he said, I'm sad to hear that half the country let bigotry win."
Oh my god.
Hey, but at least it was diverse, so
Yeah. Yeah.
this
Of
movie
course
is
it's
that
Blue
family and friends are the real value in life, not money. But also keep in mind, in the narrative of this movie, Potter never suffers any consequences for his actions.
So he didn't do anything illegal. I mean, yeah, he's the bad guy of the film, but he didn't do anything that's worth getting him a punishment.
Why?
And people
Because in
always have
capitalism,
this mindset that anything bad has to be punished, even if in real life it makes no sense.
Yeah.
What did Potter actually do, and what fucking punishment does he have coming to him?
But
this country, what he does is seen as reasonable. Actually, that's not quite right. In our country, what he does is actually applauded, as our country rewards making money. And that means any means you use to make that money is seen as justified.
What the fuck is it? What the fuck?
Anything you do in pursuit
What
of the
is
goal
the
of making money
perfect
is regarded
sentence
as worth
for
it.
what circle is for the sentence in the afterlife? 9 circles of hell.
I'm sorry. What? What, Cody?
The 9 circles of hell for the punishment.
Let me look up the 9 circles. So
Greed.
greed, maybe.
There's greed.
Yeah, greed is in
Yep.
there.
It's
Alright.
sentenced to the 4th circle of hell.
Limbo, lust, gluttony, greed, fraud, treachery, and a few more.
There are no ethical billionaires. You cannot make that much money and not harm at least someone. This movie recognized the evils of
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It is possible to make money without harming someone, be it physical, financial, mental, whatever the hell. It is
Yeah.
possible. You just don't see it that way because you're a lazy fuck who's jealous that other people get more subscribers and views than you. If you are that freaking butthurt over it, Bob, make better videos and make better points.
Yeah, man. Like, this is the capitalism, the free exchange. You know, like people have services they want to freaking offer. You know, it rewards hard work, it rewards
Yeah,
incentive.
our videos are better than yours.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
man.
I legit have less video making skills than Bob here. The fact that I make better videos than him is legit sad.
of capitalism. Keep in mind,
Sad for him, at least.
Potter is the villain. George is the hero. The movie is about how there's more to life than money. Money cannot buy happiness, although it certainly helps.
No, it's about learning to appreciate what you have, dude.
In this life, we can either be a moral and ethical person, or we can be a cold-blooded capitalist. We can care about our family, or we can care about money.
What?
Bob, let me ask you: is it possible to be a cold-blooded communist? How about that?
Yes.
See, while getting fun
Yes.
stuff is awesome, it's not the point of the holiday. The point is to be with the people you love. Sure, this movie could definitely be more diverse, as the major players are pretty much.
Oh my
Fuck off,
god!
dude.
No,
What
oh my
Here,
goodness.
man. Sorry, I don't mean
Bruh.
it. But
all
it's
white
just,
men.
come on,
But-
bro.
Bruh.
All
This is
making it
cringe.
about ethno-nationalism.
What's striking
Ugh.
is that the problems seen in this society are the exact same problems we deal with right now in today's society.
How?
That's why
How,
this movie
though?
has dated so well,
No,
which is
like
actually kind of
it's not.
unfortunate.
You know
That's
how.
part of the problem with this whole video.
George cares
Right.
about other people, and Potter uses that to abuse him. No good deed goes unpunished is pretty much George's motto in this movie. Doing the right thing is its own reward. It has to be, because no one ever made a dollar by doing the right thing or the ethical thing. In fact, this movie makes a good case for ethics and morals being antithetical to being
This
the
guy's
good
just
capitalist that
waffling.
we're all supposed to be in this country. The ethical moral person was being fucked by the wealthy in 1946.
Is he reading a
and continues to be
script?
fucked by the
He is reading a script.
He
I
is
can
reading a
tell.
script.
Right,
He's not
he's-
looking at the camera.
He's so
wealthy to
monotone and boring.
I know.
Hey,
How does the guy have subscribers?
I have no idea. I think
Because there's
I don't
they're
know.
probably as
if
boring
you
as
look
him
at it,
too.
if you look at his fucking video right here, the views, he got like 655 views after 3 days, and he has over 27,000 subs. He's got
Hashtag
dead.
woke.
He's got dead subs, man. That's what he's got. He's got dead subs.
Hey,
Oh yeah.
wait,
If you
wait,
can
go down.
refresh the page, I think I've downloaded the video. I don't know if it's going to turn to 2 to 3 downvotes, but
Wait,
I don't know.
Backseat. Is he selling shirts and complaining about capitalism?
What?
That sounds like a capitalist thing to do is to sell shirts.
Wait, what?
That's interesting.
Is he selling shirts?
Sell-
Like, go down on this
Yeah,
link or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Store?
selling merchandise.
Oh my god,
And before he says
is!
something like,
Oh my god.
Oh my
Wow.
god!
Yeah.
really? How is
Yeah.
it like, oh,
Oh,
this capitalist
Jesus.
platform is suppressing me. That's why I need this
Dude, I
money.
never even noticed this shit. Oh my god.
Oh,
Dude,
this is what he's forced to do
cracked-
this in this capitalist society that's been forced upon him.
We cracked the fucking case. It's not
Man.
that he hates capitalism, it's that he's jealous that other people are making more money than him. We literally cracked the
much.
case.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Indeed.
Oh my god. I
Yeah,
didn't
but
even
he
know he
talking
had
about his belief.
shirts.
from someone
This
else.
this leftist
Come on.
capitalist hating, it's like
Yeah.
it's full of envy. It's nothing but envy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come Then $30 for a shirt.
Jealousy.
Are you serious, bro?
However,
Nah.
let's have some fun and point out one more element to this movie.
Okay,
See,
go ahead.
capitalism is destroying George Bailey, but his community comes together and gives
Bro.
their property to him to save him.
Oh, is he about to go full communist now?
One could call this communal
Maybe.
property, meaning the lesson of this movie is that capitalism destroys us, and only communism will save us.
What?
Oh my
Whoa!
No, no,
god!
Holy
No, that's
shit!
What the
you have to be.
What the fuck
What?
does
Only
young
capitalism,
Frankenstein have to do with this?
He said
only
dirty word.
communism will save us.
He just said that unironically. Holy
At,
fuck!
at least,
That's
Zero
fucked
IQ.
up.
all right.
This is a fucking horror
all right,
video.
all right. Here's my take on the video. If you're gonna be a leftist or socialist or whatever, at least not sell merchandise on your channel. At least do it for
Yes.
free. Like, come on.
Yes.
At least like do it for the cause. If it's for the cause, then at least no one can say to you that you're a hypocrite. But he is a hypocrite. He is
Yes.
not a leftist, and
Oh,
that's it.
sure. You could have more respect for that.
Another
Yeah, give me a free shirt, of
Another
course.
thing is that like this video feels very juvenile and illogical. Like there's no logic, barely any explanation towards anything. It's stupid. It's sad.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think he can make logical points because I don't think he understands what capitalism is, considering this video exists.
Oh, for sure.
But
Yeah, I don't see how
Less
he put the
logic,
title.
more
He
basic.
said it destroyed capitalism. When did he make that point?
right,
When did
he
the
made
film
no
say that?
points throughout this whole video about capitalism. He just basically like said, "Oh, capitalism is the thing of today, and this movie is like relevant today than is in 1940 or whatever." This is actually like garbage content. I'm sorry I
Yes.
picked this, but this is like I thought this would have been better. I honestly saw the video and I was like, maybe this can actually like critique certain things, but no, it's garbage.
Hey,
It's
Bobby,
not
no,
some
even.
time
He's
yeah.
a
factor, by the
hypocrite.
way. Anyways, guys, we still have like some time left in the night. Do you guys want to like watch another video, or you guys want to call it quits?
Sure, why not?
All right. Well,
Sure,
we're
why
gonna
not?
get started on the next video right away. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment below what you thought, subscribe if you want more videos like this, and we'll see you guys next time in the backseat. Take care.